Class 11 Mathematics, NCERT New Delhi and COHSEM Manipur. Unit 6 Statistics and Probability. Topic Statistics. Subtopic Variance and Standard Deviation of Ungrouped or Group Data. Exercise 15.2. What is variance? The variance of a data from mean is defined as the mean of the squares of deviations from mean. The variance of a data from mean is defined as the mean of the squares of deviations from mean. Thus, variance is denoted by sigma square, and which is equal to 1 by n times of summation of xi minus mean whole square. Standard deviation. The positive square root of the variance is called standard deviation. Thus, standard deviation is denoted by sigma only, which is equal to positive square root of 1 by n times of summation of xi minus mean whole square. Calculation of standard deviation. 1. Standard deviation is denoted by sigma, which is equal to positive square root of 1 by of capital N into summation of fi times of xi minus mean whole square, where capital N is equal to summation of fi. Standard deviation sigma equal to square root of 1 by capital into summation of fi xi square minus 1 by n times of summation of fi xi whole square. This is another form of above, which is obtained when expansion of above. And the standard deviation sigma is I by capital N times of square root of capital N times of summation of fi yi square minus summation of fi yi whole square, where yi is xi minus a by h, which is a new variate. This method is called shortcut method. Exercise 15.2. Question number 1. Find the mean and a variance of the data. The mean x bar is equal to 1 by n times of summation of xi. Here n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We get 1 by n times of summation of all the observations. We get 1 by I times of 72, which gives 9, which is the mean. Next, we have to find out variance. Variance is 1 by n summation of xi minus x bar whole squared. X bar is 9, n is I, and put their respective values. Xi is what? Xi is 6. 6 minus 9, that is minus 3, whose square is 9. X2 is 7. 7 minus 9 is minus 2, whose square is 4. X3 is 10. 10 minus 9 is 1, whose square is 1. X4 is 12. 12 minus 9 is 3, whose square is 9. 13. 13 minus 9, that is 4. 4 square is 16. 4 minus 9, that is minus 5, whose square is 25. 8 minus 9, that is minus 1, whose square is 1. 12 minus 9, that is 3, whose square is 9. We get 1 by I times of 74. Dividing, we get 9.25, which is the variance of this ungrouped data. Question number 2. Find the mean and the variance of the data first n natural numbers, which is also ungrouped. The mean is x bar is 1 by n, sum of all first n natural numbers, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to n, which is applying the sum to n times formula. We get this n times of n plus 1 by 2. Cancelling, we get n plus 1 by 2, which is the required mean. After this, we have to find out variance. The variance is whose formula is use this formula, and whose is 1 by n is remains n. Sigma square is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus up to n square. Mean is already found out, therefore replace n summation by n plus 1 by 2, and whose square is square. We applied sum of the squares of first n natural numbers, that is this, and cancelling, we get this, and taking out common factor n plus 1 by 2 from each term, we get this. Again sum up and combine, we get n square minus 1 by 12, which is the variance. If you take its positive square root, that it will be standard deviation of the first n natural numbers. 3. Find the mean and the variance of the data first 10 multiples of 3. First 10 multiples of 3. The mean x bar is 1 by 10. 3. First multiple of 3 is 3, 6, 9 up to 30, which is 10 multiples, first 10 multiples of 30. Taking out 3 from its term and find out sum, whose sum is this. Applying appropriate formula, we get this cancel, we get this, which is what, 16.5. To this, we have to find out variance whose appropriate formula is this. Use appropriate formula whose the 3 square plus 6 square plus 9 square plus 30 square, and x bar remains unchanged, and which is what, taking out 3 square from its term, we get that is 9, and the remaining is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 10 square. That is, use appropriate formula, that is 10 of 10 plus 1 by into twice of 10 plus 1 by 6. Use this, x bar is 16.5, whose square is this, and simplify, we get 74.25, which is the variance. Question number 4. Find the mean and variance of this group frequency distribution. Group frequency distribution, mean and variance. Calculation of mean and variance. We make a table whose first column is xi, whose second column is fi. For mean, we have to make a column fi xi, and for others we have to find out xi square, fi xi square. We make these columns and sum this with this, and therefore mean is 1 by n summation of fi xi. N is replaced by 40. Summation of fi xi is 760. We divide by 40, we get 19, which is the mean. Next, variance is the, for this formula we get this. Put their appropriate formula. N is what, 40. Summation of fi xi whole square is 16,176. X bar is 19 square. We get this, and subtracting we get 43.4. 5. Find the mean and the variance of this data, which is also similar to above. Question number 4. Let us solve. Make xi column, fi column, new variate yi introduce here. How does it obtain xi minus a? Let us take a. It may be take 90, any number from here, but we have to take median one, center one. That is 95, and 10 is any number whatever we want. It may be 5 or it may be 10, but any number divided by 10 is more easier than any number divided by 5 generally. And introduce new variate whose column is this, and whose yi square, fi square. For first we have to find out mean. Mean x bar is equal to a plus of ice y bar. A is assume mean, there is 98. Ice is what? Ice is this 10, and y bar is the mean of the new variate yi, and whose value is fi yi, whose summation is 4.4, and total number of frequency is 22. We get 98.2. 98 plus 2, that is 100, which is the mean. Variance is denoted by sigma square, which is equal to I square by capital N square times of n times of summation of fi yi square minus summation of fi yi whole square. Put their respective values. I is for 10, n for 22, n for 22. For this we have to 7.2 I. For this we have to take 4.4 whole square. Simplify, we get 29.09. This is the required variance. Question number 6. Find the mean and standard deviation using shortcut method. This is a group frequency distribution. Calculation of mean and standard deviation. Make this table. First is xi column, second one is fi column. Introduce new variate yi is equal to xi. Assume mean this 64 is assume mean, which is to be taken from this xi. There is centrally located value either generally 63 or 64. We take 64, and I is taking any arbitrary number. We get 10, and find out yi, y1, y2, y3 using this formula. We get this, and find out y square. Make column yi square, fi yi square. Sum up for this and for this also. Therefore, mean x bar is equal to a plus I times of y bar. A is assuming, which is taken 64. I is white, which is scale, and summation of y summation of for summation mean of the new variate is denoted by y bar, which is summation of fi yi divided by summation of that is capital N. We get this, which is gives 64. Standard deviation, use this formula, put their appropriate value. I is 10, n is 100, n is 100, this value is 2.86, this value is found to be 0 square. Simplify, lastly we get 1.69. 7. Find the mean and the variance for the following frequency distribution. We have to find out mean and the variance for this continuous frequency distribution. We have to make column. First column is class, second column is mid value. This is frequency. Introduce new variate yi equal to xi minus assume in. Assume in is we have to take from this xi column. There is generally I have take 105. Scale is 10, and whose values are found out. Next y column of yi square, next column of fi yi and fi yi squares. Find out its summation as well as it is. After this we have to find out mean. X bar equal to a plus ice, y bar a is 105, ice is 10, and whose value is 1 by of n, that is 30. Summation of fi yi is found to be 6. After calculation we get 107, which is the mean of the data. Next, variance is use this formula, put their respective values. I is for 10, n for 30, n for 30, for this summation 684, for this summation 6. Evaluate these numbers, we get 2276. Number 8, find the mean and the variance for the following frequency distribution in exercise 7 and 8. So this is a continuous frequency distribution. We make column calculation top mean and variance x, column class, this is mid value, this is frequency. Introduce new variate yi equal to xi minus assume in is 25. Scale is taken as 10 and make these 3 columns. Therefore min x bar is equal to a plus ice y bar. Y bar is mean of the new variate. So is 25 plus ice is 10 into ice bar is 10 by 50, we get 27. Also variance of x is use this formula, put their respective values, evaluate 132. 9. Find the mean, variance, standard deviation using shortcut method. We have to find out these 3 quantities using shortcut method. This is a continuous frequency distribution. Calculation of mean and variance. Make which is class, which is mid value, which is frequency. Introduce new variate xi equal to xi. Assume it is taken to be 92.5. I is 10. Make these 3 columns also. Therefore x bar new mean is a plus ice y bar. A is 92.5, ice is 10, y bar is 3 by 30, 93. Variance is for variance use this formula, put their respective values. Ice for 10, n for 60, and summation of this is 63.5. For this we have 3. Evaluate these values, we get 105.52. Also standard deviation is square root of this square root of variance, which is square root of 105.5 to that is 10.27. 10. The diameters of the circles in mm drawn in a design are given below. Diameters 33 to 36, which is number of circles is 15. 37 to 40 is 17, so on. This is a discontinuous frequency distribution. Firstly, we make 2 continuous frequency distribution. Calculation of mean and standard deviation. We make these columns by rearranging this. 33 to 35 is replaced by 32.5 to 36.5. Similarly, others whose mid value is xi. Sum of these 2 numbers divided by 2, we get 34.5. Similarly, others fi is given. Introduce new variate yi is xi minus assume it is taken from these 5 numbers, that is 42.5 is taken here, and I is taken as 10, and evaluate y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, and find out these 2 columns also. Therefore mean is equal to a plus ice y bar is 42.5 plus the ice is 10 into ice bar is 10 by 100, that is 43.5. For and standard deviation is use this formula, put their appropriate values and evaluate, we get 5.55. Thank you for watching video.